what I'm trying to point out here, and with some other stories as well, is that they are beginning, the right-wingers and the bigots and the prejudiced people and the racists and the sexists are, with their flush from their teabag and victory, are out of their little claverns and into the street. Now, everybody that listens to this program, and some of you send emails and say, "Oh, I hate it when you do that." You know I love college football. NFL, but not as much as college football. And one of those storied programs that I have hated with a passion, and yet, you know, you hate them so much you kind of respect them, Joe Paterno's Penn State Nittany Lions. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Bobby Baker, Linda Baker and Bobby Baker, are a couple from Greensburg, Pennsylvania. And they wanted to go to the Penn State-Michigan football game back on October the 30th. And they knew what they were walking into. It's like wearing Denver Broncos jersey into an Oakland Raiders game. They were wearing their maize and blue Michigan colors when they went to see the football game there in State College, PA. And they knew they were going to get some hell for it because it's fun. You know, you wear your colors, you root for your team, right? Linda Baker said, "We were prepared for the usual high-spirited fun that goes along with being fans of the opposing team." Linda and Bobby met while they were both serving in the Marine Corps. They moved back to Pennsylvania because she had to take care of her ailing parents. Anybody who hasn't been to a big-time college football game lately might not know what an expensive proposition it is. They spent $500 for 2 tickets on the 40-yard line. But Linda's husband, Bobby, is a huge Wolverines fan. And you know what? That makes your heart kind of go out to him right now. They spent $500 to sit on the 40-yard line. They sat with a bunch of older Penn State alums. They were sworn at, cursed at. Linda Baker was constantly hit on the back of her head with a pom-pom. Then Bobby got up to go to the restroom and left Linda sitting there. And that's when the real fun started. That's when the masks came off. That's when those old Penn State alums started calling her a nigger lover. Calling her a Michigan nigger-loving expletive. And then in one of those stage whispers that happens, you know how it goes, somebody behind her says, Since when do they allow nigger lovers in our stadium? Because, you see, Linda Baker is white. And Bobby Baker is black. It got so hostile that Mr. and Mrs. Baker had to get up and leave the game early. And as they left the stadium, they were subjected to a constant barrage of racially tinged, hate-filled invective. Linda Baker said, "My husband and I were Marines who lived all over the country and all over the world without experiencing anything like this. It deeply saddens me that when I experienced blatant discrimination for the first time, it happened right here." They're out of the closet, and they're on the road. Can't even go to a football game where the colors aren't black or white, but where it was maize and blue and white, where there were African-American student athletes and Caucasian student athletes and every range and shade in between contesting on the field before them. What James Carville said, I suppose, is right. Pennsylvania is Pittsburgh in the west, Philadelphia in the east, and Alabama in the middle. God Almighty.